Aloha, I'm Alaka Paleka. I'll be leading the talk story that you are witnessing today. Maui Stories brought to you by Maui people. Aloha Maui is brought to you by the Hawaii Community Foundation, and you can find our podcast at all platforms at Talk Aloha Maui. I prefer the video though. We look lovely today. We will be talking about small businesses of Maui. And yes, the wildfires of August 8, 2023 affected all of the businesses here on Maui in some way, shape, or form. And previous to that, we were just coming out of COVID. But I am fortunate to have three lovely ladies on the couch with me today to talk about the small businesses of Maui. First, we have mild kind spicy Maui Chili Chili Oil. Kit Furukawa, how are you, girl?
Very good, very excited. Thank you for having us.
Now, we have chili twice in here. Maui Chili. So the chilies are from Maui?
No, they're not. They're Szechuan style chilies.
Oh,
but
Chinese kind.
It's so good, so good. That's why we named it twice.
Okay. She took a class in media. Girl, that's awesome. So we'll be talking about your business today.
Sure, yes.
And then Beth Apo, who already told me I don't like to talk, but we're going to get her to talk today. It's going to be awesome. Maui Crisps. Okay, yes. So if you guys are familiar, years back before COVID, you had to go to the service station across the Maui Beach Hotel to get these Maui Crisps.
Yes.
So tell me the story about Maui Crisps. Where are they from?
They're from Maui. We actually started it on an accident.
Accident? Yes, I love accidents.
Yeah. We were trying to make more money at the gas station. So we had poke there. We were trying to make pipi kaula. And my husband cut it too thin. And we're like, we'll just see what happens. And that's how it came.
Is this where Maui Streetery used to be too?
Yes.
Because they used to change their French fries every week, right? Italian fries, Japanese fries, Chinese fries, all that.
Yep.
So this is a happy accident.
Yes.
But I used to go to you guys, that was your family's service station, and we used to buy these because everybody all across the nation wanted the Maui Crisps. Thank you, husband, for making it skinnier than regular. So you're married Apo.
Yeah.
Okay, like Jojo or Jan?
Jojo.
Okay. She was my water aerobics teacher. And where's your family's service station now?
Aloha Shell Service on Pu'unene.
You know, as a wahine, whenever I get that funny kind sound in the car, I drive into Aloha Shell. Or you know when your AC broken, I go Aloha Shell and I'm like,
place, yeah.
help, because I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. And their redemption center. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the lovely Rose Aiwohi. Are you the newest business among the three here? Waiwaolani?
I believe so.
So,
yes, not even almost 3 years.
almost 3 years. That's like just coming out of COVID?
Correct. I started researching during the time of COVID.
So Rose Aiwohi, I know Kaulana and Lahela.
Yes,
One's
in-laws.
really good and one's really fun. She was my brother's good friend, Lahela. So you decided to go into a clothing business as we're coming out of COVID. Why would you do that?
Another happy accident.
I love happy accidents.
Yeah, another happy accident. So I'm a full-time, not currently, but during the time that my business started, I was a full-time photography teacher at Baldwin High School.
Nice.
So teachers were sent home during COVID. We did online teaching. And during that time, in 2019, I took a trip to Bali, Indonesia. I became friends with the guy who was our driver for the week. So during COVID on Facebook, I saw that he was selling coconuts. And so I reached out and I just asked, how are you guys doing? He said, not so well, we're struggling. My wife is not working. I'm obviously not working. So my friends and I wired him some money to help out. And when he messaged me back like a week later to thank me, he said, thank you, I got the money, And he said, is there any way you might want to hire my wife? And I was like, oh, what does she do? Because I'm not rich. I can barely support myself. I don't know if I can pay her to do anything. And he says, well, she's a pattern maker and a seamstress. She can sew you whatever you need. And I was like, maybe blankets? I can give away blankets for Christmas to my family. And he's like, she can, but she can sew you probably anything that you're wearing over there in Hawaii. And that's how my business started.
You know, as a 3X girl, my ears would have gone, cha-ching! Like, what? You mean I can wear those? What? She can sew me whatever I want. Girl, lovely.
Yes.
So now are you mostly online or do you have a brick and mortar?
I do.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I needed to move out of my living room.
True that. You gotta move out.
So.
Thank you, because you know Maui's been a little bit behind in the fashion industry. Girl, step forward and grab it.
I'm learning as I go. You know, I'm very like simple. My friends always told me like in high school that I was very like plain Jane. So I like loose, comfortable. You know,
That's the way.
I'm very simple. So I'm trying to give the customers what they want. I'm still learning.
Comfortable and no need iron. I'm your girl. I am your girl.
Yes.
Because the dry cleaners be making too much money out of
Yes.
this wahine.
Yes.
So I noticed none of these businesses are in Lahaina. But did the wildfires affect your business? Maui Chili Chili Oil, girl, kid.
Yeah, well, our story was kind of similar to Rose. We started at the pandemic also. So we grew it, we started getting into stores, we were in Foodland. And when the fires happened, you know, funny story actually, we were supposed to do a delivery the morning of the fire in Foodland, Lahaina. My husband was calling Foodland and they weren't answering. And this was just, we were starting our day. You know, we knew there was a fire the night before and we were getting nervous. But, you know, we always have fires on Maui and it's usually just done, right? But yeah, we went to sleep and then we were going to deliver a batch of chili oil to Foodland Lahaina the next day. He was calling, nobody was answering, and like, babe, you got to check your phone. Look at. And that's when we saw, getting chicken skin. That's when we saw like pictures of just the devastation, and we just looked at each other and like, oh, this is major. This is major. So that's how we were affected initially. You know, some of our accounts were affected.
That's a lot. Foodland is a lot. That's a big chain.
Right, Foodland and Foodland Farms, and then we were at the hotels as well. So okay, we have to like refocus and do something about it. Yeah.
How about Maui Crisps? Did that affect your business?
Yes, pretty similar to hers. Our accounts, Lahaina, the ABC stores, hotels.
You were in ABC,
We
babes.
were in ABCs.
Wow.
We had a hard time getting our meat. They were processing meat for the Lahaina victims, and they kind of pushed us on the side. So we lost a lot of accounts because we couldn't supply them.
Right.
So that's
right.
how, yeah.
And how about you, Rose?
You know, me, honestly, not so much. I was
Okay.
not affected directly. I mean, I'm a new business, so my online sales just depends on my releases, right? If I'm having a new release, I will get lots of online sales. If it's just any other day, sales are very, very slow. So, I mean, when the fires happened, obviously sales were slow. So it wasn't. I was kind of used to that. I think for me I was affected more so just personally. I feel like maybe everybody else that doesn't live in Lahaina, you kind of feel helpless, and your heart just breaks for everything that they're going through. I have a cousin who lives out there. Luckily, it was just a little bit of her roof that was burned. Her house was still safe, so not too much. I was able to, being blessed, I was able to make donations to people that I knew personally that were affected. So when I saw that, they had that, I forget, it was that Instagram page that had everyone's Venmos,
Yes.
right,
yes.
where you could
Yeah.
donate directly, and that made me feel good. So I did quite a bit of that, and then we had customers reaching out. I remember. Mostly through social media, sometimes through email, and they would just tell me, I love what you have. Unfortunately, I'm, one of the Lahaina victims. And so we made direct donations, would just give the clothing to those in need.
So Rose, you have faith that Maui is recovering because you're opening a storefront. Is this correct?
This is correct. And I was just mentioning to Beth that after the fires, I would still have quite a bit of sales from my Lahaina customers.
Right.
So, I'm thinking that, I think I don't know for sure, but I think, sometimes people just want to feel normal. They want to feel how they felt before the fires. And for me, it's like, if that meant Waiwaolani was like part of their everyday wardrobe, then I want them to have that, and I want them to feel that feeling that they had before, that good feeling. And so for me, it was like, if I felt like there was a woman in need, I gave it.
So what pivots have you made during this loss of business from Foodland, from Lahaina? What have you done to keep your business afloat?
Sure, I think immediately after the fire, and maybe for most of the small businesses on Maui, it was mostly life-sustaining initiatives that we were thinking initially. We weren't really thinking of the business. We were thinking of our family and friends that lost their homes. How can we get food to them? How can we shelter them? So the first few weeks was really stressful for everyone on Maui, including small businesses. But then it also brought a spotlight on Maui. And we knew that this is something we need to take advantage of, because it's not going to be all the time. The cameras will soon go away, the spotlight will soon go away. This is an opportunity for small businesses to also shine. Because after the fires, there's this maybe self-imposed pressure on small businesses to succeed. Because with all the tremendous losses that we have, billions of dollars, it felt like we have to do good. Because if we don't, we gotta help sustain Maui's economy somehow. And so after the fires, when the spotlight was on Maui, we boosted our online presence. People were supporting Maui businesses. Our online sales increased, so we had Maui Strong products, just to give back and support nonprofits that we support. So we had all these efforts to help with the recovery.
So Beth, with Maui Crisps,
Yes.
COVID, fire, we have a shortage of meat. These are made out of meat. We need meat. So
Yes.
what did your family corporation do to get meat back?
Well, we just kind of waited for where we would purchase it from. It's a local company, and we had locked in price, because if we go to Costco, the prices were higher,
Right.
and it just would fluctuate. So we just kind of had to wait on it.
And I know that the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement started that pop-up makeke
Yes.
on television. And they offered free shipping at a time when we really needed it. It was like shopping, but they sent the items free to people who purchased. Was it Maui Crisps part of that
Yes,
program?
we were. They helped us out.
Yeah.
We were able to ship our product to them. They had their online store, and people would purchase our product from there.
So from COVID and fires, how much of your business would you say is back? 85, 90, 100, 70?
I think we're fully operational.
Nice.
We have recovered from COVID and from the fires. We're growing, we're thriving right now, which is really a great sign. It's a good sign to see that, we're on the road. We're on the road to fully recovering from the fires. Yeah.
And it's good to see that Maui is taking care of their own. Like
Absolutely,
If they're gonna buy
absolutely.
chili oil, we're gonna buy the Maui Chili Chili Oil.
Yeah,
We're not
crunchy
gonna buy
garlic
the-
and Maui onions. So that's
Oh, really? Even though if it's mild, kind spicy.
it's still kind of, it has a kick to it. Yeah. So
Yeah?
because we have that mild, we have a medium, and then we have a spicy. So the spicy level just increases depending on how you like it.
So, whose recipe is this? Yours or your husband's?
It's my husband's recipe. So he was laid off during the pandemic, and we were cooking in the kitchen. We were hoping for this particular flavor, but we couldn't find it in store shelves. So he cooked it. He made it, and we gave it as Christmas presents to friends and family. And then they were like, "Hey, you have something over here."
We want some more.
Yeah, so that's how we kind of started and developed it.
How about Maui Crisps? How many different varieties do you guys have now?
We have 7.
Okay.
But the ones that we wholesale are just the 4, the original cracked pepper, Hawaiian chili, and the teriyaki. The other ones you can find online.
Yeah, because they were specific. When families found out, oh, we're coming from Maui, you gotta go get the Maui Crisps. They like only that certain one, either the chili or the teriyaki, I think was. It's like, oh, you guys would pick the ones that's not online, yeah. Thank you so much. So where are you guys percentage wise with your business?
We are about 80%, which
Okay.
is good. We're gaining our accounts back, more online sales. So we're about 80%.
And Maui's still looking for the Maui Crisps at
They
the
still
service
are.
station.
Yes.
I dig that about Maui. We know where to go for the
Yeah.
Maui products. And we're gonna have a store very shortly of Waiwaolani. Why
Excited.
that name, babe?
So my prints are native Hawaiian plants. So I
Okay.
mentioned that I was a full-time photography teacher.
Yes.
My photography students would enter the Malama Wawakua art show, the East Maui Watershed fundraiser. So Allison from the East Maui Watershed, she would come to Baldwin every year. She would talk to my students about this art show to get them to enter. So I made it a part of the photography curriculum for the students to
Nice.
learn about native plants. And I thought, gosh, here I am, born and raised in Hawaii, and I know very little. And so I would, incorporate that into the lessons, and the students would go out and take their photographs and enter this art show. But so through participating in this art show, I started to learn about the connection between native ecosystems and water, and how we get 30% more of our water just from having the native forests alone. And so over the years of teaching, I just started learning more and more, and I just kind of fell in love with native plants. So when the business came,
Right.
I was like, okay, I need some kind of a purpose here. Like, I'm not gonna just make clothes to make clothes. We already have enough of that, right? So I'm gonna make something that people want to wear and that's meaningful. And it talks about, my home and where I'm from. And yeah, so Vai obviously speaks about water. Vau is in reference to Wawakua.
Right.
And Lani, of course, where we get our clouds. And I always thought I want to talk about specifically Mauna E'eka. Now they call it
Yes.
Mauna E'eka. I look through my back window and that's the Mauna that I see. And then I came across an article by Shannon Wanecki, Rooted in Mystery. And it was during the time that I was researching a business name. And in that article, she talks about the native plants up at Pu'ukukui and how, they have a voice and they're kind of like looking down at us and kind of like laughing at us. So there in Wawakua, that's their world. And that's where, you're not going to have, human contact up there.
Right.
And that's where they thrive. And so I was inspired to give my business the name Waiwaolani.
Very thoughtful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a lot of people know native Hawaiian plants, the flowers are usually smaller. They're not ostentatious. Native Hawaiian plants. Like the lei flowers, pakalana, puakenikeni, pikaki, they're all introduced.
Yes.
They're mostly Chinese.
Yes.
But
Yes.
native Hawaiian plants,
Yes.
the flowers are small and they don't take up a lot of water. Because my son used to work at Maui Nui Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
So, every time you go, you learn something a little new. So you're a photography teacher, and then you have students that draw. So who draws all your designs?
So I work with a few different graphic artists, all from Hawaii. My very first two that I worked with were actually Baldwin students.
Nice.
So they
Oh,
went
perfect.
through the AP art program, and I knew that they were very talented. So I reached out and I said, "Can I hire you
There
for
you
my
go.
little project?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
you have
so-
the vision of what you want it to look like.
correct.
But they have the
they have the skill.
yeah, because I'm
yes.
really good at drawing stick people, and that's it. We're gonna draw stick people, and I'm so sorry, but that's what we're gonna have. Are there any like partnerships you guys have formed that will move your business into 2025?
I think on Maui, it's important to be involved in community. I mean, most of us are. It's how businesses thrive here, I feel.
You are
It's so
correct.
hard to be a business owner on Maui.
You are correct.
It's so hard to sustain, but I think being involved in community and nonprofits, it makes the experience more whole and round. I'm part of the Filipino Chamber of Commerce, Japanese Cultural Society of Maui, these nonprofits with different missions, it helped us grow our social capital. And, Kit and Darren, yeah, they make Maui Chili Chili Oil, and we get referrals, and, oh, yeah, and then word goes around, So I feel that's part of how we do business on Maui, and it's important that we kind of protect that too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Slow but steady growth for Maui Crisps. How do we get your business from 80% back up to 100? Or is that something you want to do at this point in time?
I do want it to increase just marketing and just, I don't,
Just by being on this show,
Yeah.
people are going to be like, oh,
It's
yeah,
Christmas
remember
time,
Maui
you're gonna do the
Crisps?
shopping, yeah.
I'm going to go to Aloha Shell, and I'm going to buy Maui Crisp. And, this one is kind of easy to mail to all your, family that's far away. Because those, and the post office is right next door. So just go Aloha Shell, go buy the Maui Crisp, and then take them and mail them out to your family. And then maybe we'll get you up to 100%.
Yes,
But slow
that
and
would be
steady
great.
as we go.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And what can we do for you, Rose, with your business? How can we kokua
Oh,
and make
gosh.
this Maui? Because Maui needed a fashion. We needed a fashion. Because, we get Maui Tropics, but Big Island, they get Manaola, they get 6A, they get
Yes.
Wahine Toa,
Yes.
they get
Yes.
Simply Sisters. Girl, you are forging the way for Maui fashion. I'm so
Let's do it,
excited.
yeah.
I have
Please
a
don't-
lot to learn.
Please don't forget the 3X, girl. How can we
I
help you?
won't. I mean, just, I feel like just continue to support, and
Follow.
I feel like
Yeah.
have faith in me, because I feel like I'm just getting started. I actually came from my clothing construction class across the street to be here. So I'm still, yeah.
You're educating.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Now I'm trying to go on a little bit of a different path that is connected to this business.
Which makes sense, because do we use buttons or zippers? As a construction person, right?
Yeah,
Or do we just
yeah.
want to leave it over and put strings so you can tie it?
Right.
Somebody ought to keep it
Right.
closed. I love
Right.
it.
All the things you have
Okay.
to think about.
Thank you, and good luck, ladies. Kid, your
Yes.
husband's a hoot girl.
Oh, he is.
He's off camera, but he's so inspiring. I wish that you guys
Thank
Maui
you.
Chili Chili Oil does well. I hope you and your family get to 100% or
Yes.
wherever you want to be.
Yes.
And I hope that your clothing company flourishes. Thank you.
Auntie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about the small businesses, a few of the small businesses that can be found on Maui. And we say the biggest mahalo to Hawaii Community Foundation for bringing these businesses to you. Please support Small Business of Maui and Talk Aloha Maui, the podcast that can be found at every podcast location. I mean, each and every one of them. But go to YouTube because we look pretty.
The Maui Strong Fund of the Hawaii Community Foundation is embracing the people and places of Maui affected by the 2023 wildfires. With support and resources for immediate and long-term recovery needs. We're following a long-range plan, guided by the community's vision, and we're so grateful for the impact of your aloha for Maui. Mahalo for your support and for being a part of our community.
We've come through a massive storm. The canoe is on these shores of Lahaina, and we're rebuilding this canoe.
We find the captain of this ship, our goal is that we're going to bring all our people home and bring them back to where they want to be so that it can be a reflection of what the community wants.
Lokahi, coming together. Imoa, moving forward. Being pono, doing what's right. I want a place. Our kids don't want to leave. They want this home to be their home.
Welcome to Talk Aloha Maui, brought to you by the Hawaii Community Foundation. Talk Aloha Maui can be found at every single platform you enjoy your podcast. You can also find us at YouTube at Aloha Maui. Again, brought to you by Hawaii Community Foundation. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. I'm Alaka Paleka. I'll be your hostess today. And we have a couple of beautiful guests. And we'll be talking to Natasha Sparks, who is a co-owner of Sparky's, which is the template for how to build a small business, be a part of the community, and do well, flourish. I first met her when her baby sister became my second medical healthy baby queen at the Queen Kaahumanu Center.
Yeah.
She was what, 1, 2, maybe, yeah.
2.
She just came out with her little halter and her shorts and winked at everybody. It was like on command. She was just beautiful. Thank you, Malia ke aloha. I love you, mean it, babes.
Thank you, sister.
So, you own Sparky's with your handsome
Yes.
husband. And it started at the harbor. How are you gonna start at the harbor and be this big business? Big small business.
Humble beginnings,
Yes.
for sure.
Right?
We actually started doing Aloha Friday plate lunch deliveries.
Oh, right.
We had our aunties deliver our plates to businesses. Thank you, Auntie Joe. And then we saved up. We did events like Fourth Fridays, First Fridays.
Yes.
Any events that we could get into out of a tent. And then we saved up to get our first food truck. And then we started at the harbor.
It was across a Target. Then you had
Then-
that one by Target and
Yeah, then we
everybody
moved
was
to Target.
ordering breakfast.
Breakfast was bomb.
Right.
I miss our breakfasts.
Right.
And then, slowly we just saved up again, and we were able to open 2 business food trucks, and one was in Lahaina, and one was in Kahului. And now we have I want to say it took us 6 or 7 years, and now we finally have a brick and mortar in Kahului Industrial, and we love our restaurant.
Couldn't have happened
Yeah.
to a nicer group of people.
Thank you,
The people
Auntie.
that you surround yourself with, your husband, who you married,
Yes.
your family, Auntie Joe,
We have a lot of
your
support.
mom, Shannon. The last time I saw her, she was watching children. You know,
Still,
yeah.
so we can continue to support our family and thrive in our business.
Yes.
So thankful for our ohana, for
And
sure.
Today we're going to talk about the path that Sparky's went down when Lahaina fires happened, and you went to the Chamber of Commerce because Maui helped you, the state
Yeah.
commerce helped you. But we'll be talking to Tonga Hopoi, who's the vice president.
Yes, Vice President.
Vice President of Economic Development, Government, and Community Relations for the Hawaii State Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce, Hawaii.
Hawaii. Okay. Well, I needed to ask you a question first. Is it true you work for Michelle Obama in the White House?
Yes, I
Wow.
did. I was a policy intern for Mrs. Obama.
Oh my gosh, girl, that's a whole show by
That's so
itself.
interesting. Yeah.
Right? That's what I heard. I heard a little bird chirping
Yeah.
earlier this morning. You were from Michelle Obama.
That's how I started my career in public policy and public service, was with her.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're a business on Maui. Fires happened August 8, 2023. So that's a lot of your business.
Yeah, it was. And actually, so my husband and I, being, born and raised in Hawaii, being native Hawaiian, we felt the call and felt it that night that we were going to shut our business down and do what we could to help any which way we could. Especially since one of our chefs, he was born and raised in Lahaina, and his family was stuck out there. He had no communication with them, so it was a really rough night for him. And all of us, knowing, you have family and friends out there. So we said, yep, come 5 o'clock, we're going to be at the restaurant. Everything's going to shut down. We put it on social media that we will be a hub. If you want to drop off any donations, we'll be there cooking hot meals and sending them out as quickly as we could. And I swear there were people outside of our door as soon as we were opening it to start donating. And it was amazing the amount of support from just Maui to help our Lahaina family and friends, and even Kula. There's 2 fires that day, and so I would say within that weekend we must have made over 10,000 hot meals and sent out with first responders to get it to people in Lahaina, to all the shelters. We donated to the hospital, the nurses and doctors at the hospital that were helping. Just any way we could, we were there because we just felt it was our kuleana as well. If we can help, we can help. And everybody answered, and we had other local businesses that came and jumped in, started washing dishes, started helping cooking. Our restaurant was filled from floor to ceiling, front to back, with donations.
Lovely.
And it all went out.
And that's the immediate response that Sparky's gave. Okay, we go along, we find that there are programs available for our business because we're missing a big part. We're missing Lahaina.
Yeah.
So who told you apply it? Chamber of Commerce, Maui, then Hawaii, and how did you get to know Michelle Obama's aide over there?
So, our business is a very family-oriented, Ohana-run business. So our brother Justin, he looked into all different kinds of stuff, and he's like, hey, we need to apply for this. And so we did the Maui one, and then we did the Hawaii Chamber of Commerce, and we're so grateful that there was that available to us and other local Maui-owned businesses.
What kind of program was it? Was it a learning experience, or did they just give you grants? And
for this one, with the Hawaii Chamber of Commerce, they partnered with AMX, and we went through
like American Express card?
Yeah, American Express.
Yes.
I know, they helped us out.
What? They gave you the black card.
Yeah. We had to go through a program. I can't, maybe it was like 6 or 9, I forget how long it was, but it was classes that helped us really deep dive into our business and where we can focus on pivoting and just things that you wouldn't think about, like how disasters happen and what to be prepared for.
Tonga.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would you guys come up with this kind of program at the Chamber of Commerce Hawaii? What made you guys decide, let's help businesses in this way with this program?
Right. When everything happened after the fires, there was such a big surge of support from the country. And I'm like, think about the continent, different programs, different like American Express, that the foundation, the National Chamber of Commerce Foundation reached out, that they have people that are willing to collaborate, but how can we reach the communities in Maui? So then that's when we activated as the state chamber, worked with our local chamber, the Maui Chamber of Commerce, to identify and share this information that we're going to be bringing in Amex. What does this look like? And so we sorted it out. We came out for the 6-week program for coaching, and then the $5,000 grant for 100 applicants. That's
Wow.
where Amex was coming in. So bringing in big money from corporations that wanted to support, and then finding ways to connect to the community to identify the need, and then identify the businesses willing to go through the business coaching, and also I think where we're at right now is continue collaborations. Many of the programs and businesses that were in it have stayed connected. They're still reaching out. That was their first time of being in the space like that, you know, and everyone was talking about it.
Knowledge is power. So what are some things that you learned, maybe 1 or 2 things that you learned from this class or from this 6-week program that you had never thought of before?
I think just looking more into our business. You know, you get stuck in the day-to-day grind
Yes.
of just running your business, and you don't take a step back on what we would need to protect our business in case a disaster happened again, which could just be backing up your important documents to cloud or to a hard drive, you know, and also what are the things that you necessarily don't focus on that you need to focus on to help your business succeed. So, you know, talking with your managers, your supervisors, your employees, and seeing how can we help benefit you to benefit our whole team to work smoothly.
So Tonga, let's say we have people that want to start a small business. Do
Right.
you have programs
We
to
have
kokua?
We have programs to help identify ways that they can start their business, learning first about their interest and kind of building up from scaling up and looking for different sources of funding. There's a lot of funding right now for women-owned businesses. And so if, say, it's a couple, right, and the husband has his name there, we would give advice that maybe putting the business in her name, you can access more funding. And then also working with our Maui Chamber of Commerce, as they also have different tools and access to resources for starting businesses.
Yeah, so it seems like if you have a product or a service, you shouldn't just buy a business card and throw it up. It seems like there's programs or
Resources,
steps
yes.
that are available for people to become successful. Like Sparky's, they get good food.
Yeah.
You know, it's honor. The
Business
food is
model,
honor.
perfect.
Yeah, right? Maybe you can make gravy. You're
Yeah.
in, babes.
No, it's the rice. Make sure you can make the rice.
In the big
Oh.
pot.
Yeah.
Then not gonna be BB shot.
Yes.
Okay.
That we had to perfect that.
Yes, that is so true. And we are eaters here on Maui,
Yeah.
so we know. But you guys have to learn a business model.
Yeah.
And then saving your important things to the iCloud. I had never thought about
Yeah,
that.
we don't think about that. You have a lot of, even just protecting your Google account, your Gmail. Like I had people in my group that they got hacked. Their email got hacked, and they, you know, that kind of takes a setback, and you just feel lost. Like, what do we do now?
So your classes included other businesses as well?
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
bunch of
It's pretty cool.
businesses.
They can talk story then.
Yeah.
And share
We
stories.
did, and that's what it helped too. Like this is new to me too, and like networking is kind of out of the norm, you know. And then you get so, like I said, stuck in the day-to-day grind that you don't realize that getting out and networking with other businesses can actually help your business.
Right.
You know, networking is key, and that's what my husband is good at. He's a talker.
He's a talker. He's a chef. He knows
He's
good
everything,
food.
yeah.
He is. And he's not hard to look at. And you're sweet.
Yeah, and
Treat
he's
you like the
sweet.
queen that you are.
Yes,
You,
yes.
you did good, babe.
I did good.
You did good. So, Tonga, on behalf of the Maui small businesses that you help, mahalo.
Yes, thank you.
Because Maui is a special place.
Yeah.
And like she said, as soon as the fires happen, we're going to engage. We're going to get ready for feed people, bring them
Yeah.
water, toilet paper,
Yeah.
feminine products, diapers, what you need. We're going to make sure that you get
Yeah.
what you need.
Yes.
But that's how Maui is.
Yeah.
And it has been my privilege to work with this group. There's so many people behind the scenes that you guys don't even see. Ryan is the hair and makeup guy, and then we have Tay who's directing the traffic. All the guys behind the scenes, mahalo. Even if you're not a doctor, we love you and we thank you for your talents. Karey Kapoi and her office that makes everybody feel so good to be a part of this podcast. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And even though this is episode 11, in my heart, I hope you come to our YouTube channel and that you watch all 11 because it featured the hearts, the hands, and the talk story of Maui people after the fires of 2023 and how did they survive, how do they thrive in this day. Mahalo everybody, especially Hawaii Community Foundation and everybody that made this podcast possible. Talk Aloha Maui, available where you get all of your podcasts. My name is Alaka. It has been a privilege to be a part of this project. Mahalo.